developments, presidential directives, accurate and reliable updates straight from the palace. This is Daphne Oseña-Paez, your Malacañang insider. Job creation, healthcare, education, and infrastructure. These are just a few of the priorities of the Department of Budget and Management. As the leading agency in public expenditure management, the DBM is committed to the efficient, transparent, and accountable allocation of government resources to advance national socio-economic plans and programs, driving progress and prosperity for all. And we have with us today Department of Budget and Management Secretary Amenah Pangandaman. Good morning, Secretary
Good morning,
Amenah.
good day, Ms. Daphne, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all our viewers.
Wonderful. I know you have some good news for us.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, first, the President last week signed the executive order for the Salary Standardization Law 6. It's an adjustment dun sa ating sweldo ng ating mga kawani ng gobyerno. And another good news is that on that day, I asked the team from DBM to already write the implementing rules and regulations, the guidelines. So we're happy to announce that we signed that this morning the National Budget Circular and the Local Budget Circular. So we will publish it tomorrow, and the national government agencies can already compute the adjustment of the salary of our workers.
Wow, that's good news. So what are we expecting next? So you signed the implementing rules and guidelines, and they can file for it, and when
Yes,
do the
they
people
can
get their
already-
money?
As soon as possible. It will really actually depend on the agencies kung gaano sila kabilis mag-compute ng mga adjustments. So this is the first tranche. Ito po ay nagsimula, ang adjustment po ay nagsimula mula noong January nitong taon na to.
Could you give us the numbers? Like how much do they expect to be receiving?
On average po, from now until the last tranche, it will be in 4 tranches. It will start this year at 2024. It will end by 2027. On average po, the total increase will be about 18%. For the entire tranche, for the 4 tranches.
And who is eligible to receive this increase? All of government workers?
Yes po, lahat po ng nasa executive, legislative, judiciary, and even the constitutional offices and commissions, and GOCCs, except lang po yung mga nasa mandato po nila, nasa batas po nila na may sarili silang salary structure, at yung mga GOCCs din po na kabilang doon sa GCG law.
Okay, wow. And are there any agencies not included or any departments not included?
Ang hindi po kasama dito ay yung ating mga, these are all civilian personnel, yung ating MUP, hindi po sila kasama dahil may sarili po silang structure. In fact, local government units ay kasama din po dito.
Okay, so no military and uniform personnel?
Wala pa po.
May sarili silang...
May sarili po sila. If you will remember po, nagkaroon na po sila ng adjustment during the previous administration, and kailangan po nito ng batas. So I know that there are a couple of bills pending in Congress now for their adjustment, so we will just wait for that.
When passing this, when the President signed the EO, were there any directives that he gave you?
Ang sinabi lang po ng Presidente is to ensure that whatever adjustment that we do, it make it competitive versus the private rates, yung market rates sa private sector. So we tried our best to make it competitive, ilapit ng konti kung magkano po yung nare-receive ng mga nasa private sector.
Oh, that's great. And is this something that will be happening occasionally? Like when will be the next?
Okay, no. It will run for 4 years.
Okay.
It starts in 2024, and then second tranche will be in 25, and then meron sa 26, and then meron sa 2027. And then maybe I can also share that in our next year's budget, included in the EO po yung tinatawag nating medical allowance. Because, you know, I came from the legislative department po, no? And doon, meron po kami yung tinatawag naming HMO, yung medical insurance. But here in the executive, when I first entered the executive in DBM, well, we don't have that. So we're happy that the executive order also provides for an medical allowance for our government personnel. That's 17,000. That's 7,000 pesos per employee po. That will start next year.
Okay, and what does it cover?
It covers everyone. The 1,352,000 government personnel. It's 7,000 per year po of medical allowance.
That's great. And so this is like on top of what you would get with PhilHealth. It's like a private HMO.
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. And everyone will be eligible for that?
Yes po.
Under
Civilian
this.
personnel po.
Okay. Should we anticipate an increase in taxes once the salary increase takes effect as well?
Wala po. There's no pending any legislation now on any tax adjustments, except that naturally in our personal income tax, tuwing tumataas po ang ating income, tumataas din po yung taxes natin. But with this executive order, we made sure po na even if magkaroon na ng tax yung mga nasa mababang income bracket, yung take-home pay po nila mas malaki pa rin.
And this is retroactive?
Yes, January 1, 2024.
Wow, this is really good news for government employees.
Yes po, opo.
Yes, and so when the president asked you to calculate this salary standardization to make sure that it's competitive with the private sector, nasa puso niya itong this goodwill to make government work at par with private sector,
yes
to
po.
professionalize it.
Yes, it was one of the first directives of the president when we entered this administration, because the last salary standardization law ended last year. So I think it's about time to also adjust yung salary because as you know, we are coming out of the pandemic, and then because of the global recession and yung inflation natin medyo mataas po, so I think it's time for us to adjust na rin.
Okay, so moving on from that amazing news, I know that you're still in the process of going through the budget hearings. Any updates from that?
Well, we started our DBCC briefing at the House of Representatives last Monday. It was a 10-hour marathon, but we're happy to explain our national expenditure program. And tomorrow we will be in the Senate for the next 2 days to, again, brief our legislators in the upper house.
We're not expecting any negotiations. Is it going smoothly?
Yes, I suppose. I mean, if you look at, kung maaalala nyo po sa ating SONA ng ating presidente, nandun po, sinabi niya po na ginawa po natin sa executive ang ating budget with utmost care, diligence, and meticulously po. And sana po mag-adhere dito ang ating Kongreso.
Okay. I forgot to ask pala, for the salary standardization, hindi ba covered po yung contract of service?
At saka yung job order, hindi po sila covered because wala po. Sa civil service po, nandoon po kasi nakasulat yung mga rules kung sino po yung may plantilla position, job order, and a contract of service. According to the rules po, yung mga job order at saka COS po, wala po kasi silang employer-employee relationship. However po, when we hire JO and COS, we can put a premium of up to 20% po dun sa salary na nare-receive nila.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's good news also. Going back to local government, how are they going to implement? Are there any guidelines for them to implement this?
Yes, when we signed the guidelines today for the national government agencies, we also signed the local budget circular. Sila po, it cannot be done retroactive. They will start po the adjustment kung kailan lumabas yung executive order, that was August 2, and they can do it through an ordinance. Kailangan po sila magpasa ng kanilang mga ordinansa.
Oh, okay. All right. In your budget hearings, though, let's go back to the priorities of this administration. Of course, we have healthcare and education, infrastructure, job creation, and a very hot topic now, disaster resilience and agriculture. Yeah. How were you able to make sure that the initiatives and the priorities of this administration would get the right budget?
When we started the administration, Daphne, we prepared the medium-term fiscal framework. Included in there is our 8-point socioeconomic agenda. And at the same time, just a couple of months after that, we also launched the PDP plan 2023 to 2028. And in those roadmaps, nakasulat po doon yung mga sectors na kailangan natin ng bigyan ng importansya. And of course, the President was very firm that first, we have to take care of our most valuable asset. This is the Filipino people. So that's why our budget, since day one, we have been giving a big amount of budget to our social services sector. That is education, health, and we provide jobs to our people. So that's important. It's more than 33% of our budget. And then next is infrastructure development. Again, for the past few administrations or past decades, we haven't been investing much on infrastructure development. It's usually 1 to 2% of GDP. But now we're utilizing 5 to 6% of GDP to infrastructure development. And of course, in agriculture, ganun din po yan. Yung agriculture sector natin, medyo napababayaan din po yan ng mga nakaraang taon. Less than 1%. There have been no increases sa budget. But when we started, double-digit increases po tayo sa ating agriculture sector.
And I believe the results are coming out, benefits of investing in agriculture, because I think we're going to have a briefing also with Secretary Laurel soon.
Yes, similar with infrastructure po and agriculture, hindi po siya mabilis, hindi po natin makikita kaagad yung mga resulta. But from 2023, sinumulan na po natin yan sa ating budget na lagyan ng pondo.
Okay. How do you evaluate the proposals that your agents that are submitted by the agencies? I know that you receive how many? Like
9.2 trillion pesos.
Okay. So somebody sifts through that and sees like which one is viable.
Yes, we follow a framework when we do our budget circular, our budget call in the start of the year. First, we make sure it's again consistent with our medium-term fiscal framework, 8-point socioeconomic agenda, and our PDP plan. Second, we look at the budget utilization of each agencies. If they were able to utilize and implement their projects from previous years. We check the specific projects, whether these are shovel-ready projects. Next, we have a system with the NEDA that we check all the infrastructure projects, again, whether it is readily implementable. So, yun po yung mga tinitingnan natin.
Wow, is that manually done?
Yes.
Wow, DBM people are amazing. That's a lot of work. Okay, so we still have a lot to discuss and I'm glad you're here, Sec Mina, but we will be back soon, yep. Up next, paano sinisiguro ng Department of Budget and Management ang fair, prudent, and responsible allocation and utilization of public funds? We will be right back.
In the vast expanse of international waters, alliances forged in defense stand resilient against the currents of uncertainty. The Armed Forces of the Philippines exemplifies this steadfast commitment through its active participation in global defense collaborations.
Ladies and gentlemen, beyond the regional horizon, we recognize the importance of upholding multilateralism. It remains the single viable platform for collective action against transcendent global challenges. This requires active leadership on the part of middle powers, which have the capacity to cross political and ideological lines, forge genuine consensus, and lead credible efforts towards decisive multilateral solutions.
Through international defense and security engagements, the AFP fosters strong partnerships and hones its skills for a safer world. These engagements transcend borders, uniting nations in a shared mission to protect and secure.
It is for this most noble of causes that we must come together to win the future of our region and to make a better world. And with your help, with our partnerships, with the alliances that we forge, we will make it happen.
Ang bagong Pilipinas ay isang bansang kayang makipagsabayan sa buong mundo.
Sa isang malayang demokrasya, mahalaga ang pagiging bukas. Mahalaga ang partisipasyon ng bawat isa. Dahil karapatan ng lahat na makibahagi sa mga usapin at pagbuo ng mga batas para sa isang bagong Pilipinas. Congress TV. Tutukan ang mga sesyon ng Kongreso sa PTV at sa aming digital platforms. Kahit saan, kahit kailan, watch democracy in action. Congress TV.
Alinsunod sa mga direktiba ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., inilunsad ng Department of Agriculture ang Program 29 upang magbigay ng dekalidad na bigas sa halagang 29 pesos kada kilo sa halos 6.9 milyong vulnerable sectors na kumakatawan sa humigit kumulang 35 milyong Pilipino. Ang malawakang trial program na ito ay naglalayo makalikom ng komprehensibong datos tungkol sa supply, demand at logistics na makatutulong sa mas epektibong pagpapatupad ng programa.
Ngayon, itong programa na to, maganda kasi nakakatulong nga sa mahihirap. Tulad ng bigas, nakakamakakita ng 29. Ang pinakamababa ko nabibili, 50. Ito, 29. Magkano ang diferensya ng 21? Hindi ang laking tipid.
Maghahanda rin ang kadiwa ng mga booklet upang subaybayan ang pagbili ng bigas ng mga benepisyaryo ng Program 29 tulad ng mga senior citizen, single parent, mga may kapansanan at mga benepisyaryo ng programang 4Ps ng gobyerno.
Malacañang Insider with Secretary Amenah Pangandaman of the Department of Budget and Management. Secretary Pangandaman, let's talk about this fair, prudent, and responsible allocation and utilization of public funds. What does the DBM mean by that?
So it's basically ensuring that the budget we provide in our General Appropriations Act is being used like every centavo of it is being used in the most efficient and quick manner. So there are a couple of budget reforms that we are doing in the Department of Budget and Management. We started this already. So first, we have been implementing the cash-based budgeting, meaning we only provide budget to those that are, like what I said a while ago, implementation ready. Yung kaya mo lang matapos sa isang taon. Kasi kung kaya mo yan tapusin ng 3 taon, babudgetan lang namin yung 1 taon lang. And then we'll use the remaining budget for other projects that can also be used by other departments na kaya nilang matapos because we want the projects to be felt by the Filipino people immediately. Yun po. Second is the public financial management. We have a roadmap that will be issued soon. We will present it to the President. This is the use, basically we will use digitalization. A while ago you said, lahat ng ito ginagawa nyo manually. Yes, for now. I mean, even reporting of their budget levels and yung mga transactions ng national government, lahat yan manual na binibigay ng mga ahensya. But we want now to digitalize everything. We will pursue the Integrated Financial Management System and the Budget Treasury, BTMS, Budget Treasury, management system, the BTMS. So meaning, online, lahat ng transaction ng national government, one platform, real time, makikita mo lahat. Pag bumili tayo ng, kunyari, nagpabid si DPWH ng 100, makikita mo doon kung magkano yung budget niya, magkano niya napabid, magkano yung savings, tsaka magkano yung ibabayaran natin in the coming days. So that way, merong transparency in our government resources and finances. Number three, related to transparency is the President, of course, we institutionalize open government partnership. It is the first in the country. We were one of the founding members, pero it was only institutionalized during this administration. And because of that, tayo po ang may number 1 in terms of open budget survey, not only in Southeast Asia, but in the whole of Asia. Tinitingnan po nila tayo, binibenchmark nila sa atin kung gaano ka-transparent yung ating pagbabudget. So with the executive order that the President signed 2 years ago, the national government, the legislative, and even the judiciary are using the open, embracing the open government partnership advocacy. Meaning, all the civil society, the private sector, can easily look at the budget on how we implement it, on what kind of projects do we provide in the
Where is that
national
published?
government. We will soon launch our online platform on that. Yan po, makikita nila lahat doon ng mga projects, and then makikita nila yung mga implementation, timeline, lahat ng projects. And in fact, even the public sector, the civil society can comment whether tama ba yung ginawang daan, tama ba yung ginawang bridge, tama ba yung binigay na ayuda sa mga kababayan.
Wow.
So we're promoting that also.
So it's transparent and like
Yes.
participatory even. Wow.
Yes, citizens' participation. Yan po.
Okay.
And lastly, we are proud of this. The President already signed. Sabi ko nga, it's the biggest anti-corruption law in the modern times, di ba? Yung yung New Government Procurement Act.
So the NGPA, the New Government Procurement Act, that is a game changer. It makes it more efficient for the government to spend its money.
Yes, it's yung New Government Procurement Act. It's a 20-year law. It was an amendment from the GPRA before. When we first came in this administration, we talked to our development partners, and sabi nila up to 17% of our budget is put to waste because hindi maganda yung ating procurement system. So, yun yung nag-trigger sa atin para i-amend yung ating procurement system. So, with our new procurement law, mas mapapabilis natin yung pag-implement ng ating projects. First, meron po tayong tinatawag na early procurement activities. As early as now, when we submitted our National Expenditure Program to Congress, pwede na po magpabid yung ating mga departments and agencies ng kanilang mga projects and programs, short of award. And then by January 1, when we already have the General Appropriations Act, they can already award it, meaning pwede nang implement kaagad. So according to data, yes, it's faster.
Yeah.
According to data, more than 50% of the projects and programs in our National Government Appropriations Act can be done through early procurement. And we will try to still work on it para at least 70% of all the projects can be done through early procurement activities. Second, ito po, lagi natin ito naririnig sa ating mga kasama sa gobyerno. Bakit lagi, pag bumibili tayo, kailangan lagi mura? Hindi ba dapat, kasi minsan pag mura, ibig sabihin, pangit yung quality.
Yeah.
So, in our new Government Procurement Act, hindi lang mura, pati quality, we take it into consideration. So, these are a few of the amendments that we did. Meron pa po isa, for our common use supplies. Meron na po tayong tinatawag na add to cart. It's like Shopee and Lazada.
Right.
So when you want to buy your common use supplies, meron na po tayong online platform dyan. Magkiklik ka lang, add to cart, and then we'll tell you kung kailan ready siya for pickup or kailan siya i-deliver. And then automatically then yung budget niyan, because we're also integrating nga yung sa BTMS natin at saka sa IFMIS natin, no, ipapasok na yan kagad dun sa mga account natin. May tinatawag din tayong e-wallet for our departments and agencies. So automatic na yan, mababawas doon. Wala na mga cash transactions.
Okay, so this is like for bond paper and
Yes,
pencils and
ball pens,
Oo,
and,
mga
yeah,
supplies.
Yeah.
Wow. So in this new Government Procurement Act, maapektuhan yung mga ibang suppliers and contractors?
Yes, I mean, it will make, first, it will make it more competitive. So, mas maraming suppliers, mas maraming contractors, and then, second, mas makikita mo na, yung blacklisting, malaking problema din pala yan sa ating procurement system. Hindi alam, minsan, na blacklist na pala sa isang department, pero nagbibid pa siya sa kabilang department. So, yung blacklisting, it will also be transparent, nandiyan yan, it will be online, so malalaman mo kung hindi capable yung isang supplier sa isang project or programa.
Or if nag-reinvent lang sila ng bagong company or pangalan.
Correct.
So with digitalization, ang dami talagang, it's become so transparent, things have gotten faster, and it's very attainable by a lot of people. No? It's accessible.
Yeah.
Let's go back to you as the DBM secretary. You are so hardworking. I always see you running around and delivering everything on time, so fast. But what are your expectations or your wish for the Filipino people in order to achieve all of these plans of all our government agencies so that we can attain Bagong Pilipinas?
So, as you said, we all work so hard. It is just not me. It's the president. We see him also running around from one province to another, and here from one meeting to another. The entire cabinet is doing the same, triple time. Previously nga, the president said he doesn't count by the years. He count by the number of days we are in this administration. So we have to, kailangan double time kami sa pagtatrabaho. So we are actually trying our best now to ensure that we provide what is needed by the Filipino people. You know, my wish really is, it seems simple, pero it's actually in our medium-term fiscal framework, in our Philippine Development Plan. First, we want to lower our inflation rate to up to 3%. That's our target. Second, manage our debt to GDP ratio, bring it down to less than 60% by the end of the administration. Third, our unemployment rates, we are doing well. Our unemployment rate now is at 3.1%. Hopefully, by the end of the term, mas maraming trabaho, less than 3%. That's a big goal for all of us. Not just provide work, but at the same time, quality and green jobs, sabi nga ni Secretary R.C. Palisacan. Third, patibayin pa, palakasin ang ating ekonomiya. We're happy to note that our GDP growth for the second quarter is 6.3%. So hopefully 6 to 7% until the end of administration. What else? Of course, I said this a few weeks ago. Yung credit rating po natin, sana po maging A na eventually. If not next year, by 2026, we get a credit rating na A po from other credit rating agencies.
I'm listing down all of these wishes, but the numbers have been very good. So
Yes,
in the past 2 years, you've witnessed our economy stabilizing and growing consistently and being recognized by even Western economies. It must feel great to be a part of an economic team like that.
Sabi ko nga, we are all working so hard, but we don't stop there. Sabi nga ng ating presidente, we don't stop there until maramdaman po ng ordinaryong Pilipino yung mga numerong pinapakita natin. These are indicators that well acknowledged by our international and development partners. But then at the end of the day po, gusto natin maramdaman to ng mga ordinaryong Pilipino. Yung po yung pinaka-importante po na magawa natin para sa bagong Pilipinas.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, on that note, do you have any message to our public?
Well, first of all, thank you for this opportunity sa ulitin. And of course, for us in the DBM, we ensure that we protect whatever budget that we have. We respond to the most urgent needs of our Filipino people. We ensure na kung ano po ang nasa ating General Appropriations Act, yan po ay gagastusin natin ng tama at na mas mabilis pa po para po maibigay namin lahat ng mga pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Secretary Pangandaman. I always look forward to talking with you. I learned so much, and you're so energetic, and I really enjoy our little talks. Okay, well, to fast-track the implementation of government programs and projects, yan ang layunin ng Department of Budget and Management, ang itaguyod ang mga programang magpapabuti sa buhay at kabuhayan tungo sa mas maunlad at mas maayos na kinabukasan ng bawat Pilipino. We bring you in-depth views of the latest issues and regular palace updates. I'm Daphne Oseña-Paez, your Malacañang Insider. Have a good day.